Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your Monday Reddit arm wrestling podcast thing with Derek Smith. Here I am. This is for 5/4/2020. Quick shout out as always, Nat Fit Country Crush, Smoking Sixes Meal Prep, and Lion Straps, where you guys can get all your stuff there. You guys hit up Smoking Sixes, use discount code DREK10, DWREK10. Get yourself 10% off some of those meals. They're actually awesome. I've been eating these meals on the regular. So, I don't know, it just makes things a lot simpler to have meals prepped already in the fridge there, and try to keep some of my weight down so I don't balloon up to 500 pounds ASAP. I mean, I'm okay being 500 pounds as long as it's all muscle, you know? But but at this current pace, it might not be if I keep eating crap. So let's see, man, this week. What happened this week? For me, personally, quick catch-up about what I've been up to. I've been lifting heavy, so I'm kind of excited. Been back in the gym, built the gym in my garage, got a full-on everything you need gym in my garage. Me and my roommate been calling it the pump house. So it's awesome, though. I got my pulley system out there, bench press, incline press, lat pull down, squat rack, rower, every kind of curl bar you could think of. I forget what else, some other stuff. Preacher curl, all that stuff. So kind of got it all built up. But just been hitting it hard for the last 2 weeks. I was in a little bit of a drought before that, so I've been spending the last 2 weeks kind of just getting back on the horse as far as getting my muscles ready. And so today will be the first day that I'm hitting it really heavy again and trying to get back fully back to where I was at. So excited. My buddy Gage Jordan, my teammate, he'll be coming over a little bit, and we'll be hitting it heavy and start tracking our numbers again and see where I can land at. So I'll try to keep you guys updated on, I guess, some lifts. Some people like to hear about the amount of weight I can lift, so I don't know. The other day I did curls. I did, what was I doing? It was with a new bar I hadn't used yet in the garage. It was brand new. It felt a little weird in my hands, so I got to get used to that bar a little bit. But I did 185 for 4 standing curls. I might have been able to do 5, but I usually don't go to failure, so I stopped before that. So that felt pretty good. But in some of my old videos, you guys can see I did like 215 for 4 at the gym. So I'll get back to that. I just got to get comfortable with the bar and get back in the swing of things, of lifting weights and lifting heavy and, feeling it out. So, but yeah, I've been lifting heavy and did not practice this weekend. And I think I'm going to start throwing some, I don't know, man. I got to practice. So I think I might try to throw some more consistent practices together. I'll be messaging my team. If you guys are listening to this, I have some ideas, guys. I got some ideas. Okay, so let's get to this Reddit podcast. That's enough talk about me and what I'm doing. Hopefully all you guys are doing well, finding ways to train during this boring-ass time. So you guys can keep moving forward with me. All right, so since my last post, moving forward, there's a post by ZYZZ says arm wrestling with John Brzenk, Travis Bagent, and many more at Riverboat Rumble 2005, and then it's a link to a video. It's a video where I think Marcio Barbosa and John Brzenk and Travis Bagent, and there's a bunch of people there, and it's kind of behind the scenes of the tournament and stuff. You see a younger Travis and everybody talking crap and stuff like that. I forget who else was there. I don't know if Ron Bath was there. Oh, Michael Todd was there. Sorry, just skimming through it real quick. Seen the video a few times. For those of you guys that don't know, my Arm TV was a badass website, man, that used to be around. I know a few people have talked about it recently, but yeah, it was way ahead of its time is what it was. And it was a website where you could pay a monthly fee. I forget, it was $30 or $50 a month, and this guy would fly to every event. Like, that's all he did. His name was Gary Roberts. Awesome guy. He would fly to every major event in the United States, and he ended up hosting some major events of his own. And he'd fly to every event, and he would film the entire event. He'd have tripods set up on every table, and he would be interviewing the pullers. Every time you win, you get off the stage, he'd run up in your face with the camera and say, "What's your name? Where are you from?" And people would be like, "I'm Michael Todd. I'm from Arkansas." And then he would ask you, questions about you and how long you've been arm wrestling and stuff. And then when you go to his website, that was badass. You would see the matches, right? So you'd see yourself walk on to the up to the table at the tournament in the video, and then your name would pop up. So it would say like Derek Smith versus Joe Schmo, and then you could click on my name, and then it would have every match I've ever had that he filmed on his website. It had my record on there too. So how many wins and losses, who I beat, who I lost to, had it all on there, and you could go skip right to the video part of where I arm wrestled this guy. So you click on all the matches. It was awesome how he had it broke down, and he even was developing a ranking system. So within that, you could be ranked off all the tournaments that he filmed. I don't know. It was really cool, and he had a lot of ideas. It was way ahead of his time. Like he would do that stuff now, or it might have been taken off now. If he was back into it, but with all the hype, right now around arm wrestling, kind of sucks. So it ended up closing down. He got into CrossFit or filming for CrossFit and working for CrossFit, and kind of stopped with the arm wrestling thing. Gary, miss you. All right, sorry guys. Moving forward, posted by Coach Ray. Carpal tunnel exercises and stretches ease and relieve pain from wrist. Then Coach Ray goes over different stretches and stuff like that to get your wrist not hurting so much, carpal tunnel. If you guys are experiencing a lot of pain there, first off, as always, go check out a doctor. But some of these things are nice little remedies to work with, things to release some pressure and stuff like that, and to roll out your wrist and your tendons and stuff like that. So if you get a chance, check it out. He uses like a tennis ball and some other wrist rolling apparatuses, and then shows you guys some nice stretches to do and stuff like that to release some of the pain. So Ray is super smart dude. Nothing but respect for the guy. So you guys, if you're not subscribed to his channel, definitely check it out. It's Voice of Arm Wrestling. Yeah, that's the name of the channel. Sorry, brain fart. Check out his channel when you guys get a chance. Moving forward, posted by Criminal Scum. It says Best of Korea at a practice together, and then it's a video. It's about almost 20-minute long video of guys arm wrestling. I don't know the top Koreans. I don't know their names. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Table time looks good. They definitely have like good form and stuff like that. They all have masks on while they're arm wrestling, which I find to be very difficult. Maybe it's because I'm fat and I need to breathe a lot, so the mask isn't really, doesn't help with that. But yeah, it's definitely good table time. You get to see these guys go at it. I just wish I know who was who and like the ranking system over there and who was the man and and the weights of everybody competes at and stuff like that. I wish I knew all that, but I do not. There's one guy in there that I've seen before, but I can't even think of his name either. So anyway, check it out. It's all the Silvis guys. Those are great dudes. I met a couple of them at the Arnold's before, and they were selling straps and stuff and arm wrestling. They definitely look pretty strong. I didn't pull any of them, but they definitely were not weak at all. So check out these videos. You guys get a chance, watch these dudes kill it. Thanks for posting that, by the way, Criminal Scum. All right, move forward. Posted by Fat Chicks Love You. Let's see. It says, oh man, it's a long post. It says standardization of strengths and lifts. I've been following arm wrestling for about 2 years now and train casually for it in the gym, and I'm a total novice in the sport, only being able to actually practice table time a handful of times in those 2 years. I do, however, come from a background of Olympic weightlifting and have competed for a few records when I was a teenager, maybe 10 or so years ago now, but have kept up with my fitness and strength in the meantime. One thing that has always struck me in the sport of arm wrestling is that there is no standardization of strength, meaning there isn't much consensus on what lifts are best. Really nothing on how strong you should be in certain areas that you can track as a newcomer, at least that I can see. For example, Ryan Bowen thing with the multi-spinner seems like pulling in a kind of hook fashion for 150 pounds is pretty good. Maybe even a standard. I tried this myself and found, as Devin had pointed out in videos, that you're way stronger in that particular lift by just an inch or so difference where your strap is on the hand or on the wrist. For me, it was something crazy like 30-pound difference, not to mention single or multiple pulleys depending on your setup. It seems like to even try to see how you compare with the top guys, you have to pull on their equipment or it's almost pointless. Sounds like you just answered the question yourself. It says, I think it'd be super helpful if the veterans and super strong guys of the sport came together and decided on something like 5 to 6 different lifts with specifics on how to set them up so the new guys like myself know where we need to shoot for. I know Todd Hutchings has said that to be at a national level you should have around 100 pounds of side pressure, but how big of a handle, what angle, what implement should be attached to your hand, single pulley, etc. I know this can be difficult because just a few inches in strap position, angle, and pull and so forth can change the outcome of a huge degree. But I think that is all the more reason to get some clarity on what should be the standards of strength for the sport. If I miss If I'm misguided in some way, please let me know what I should be. But I think standardizing things can be super helpful for newcomers to understand where they should be concentrating their off-the-table training. Instead of just giving general directions that we should train our cup, top row, and back pressure or the like, my question is, in what ways should we be doing so, and what should the standard of strength be for these basics in arm wrestling? There we go. Sorry, that was a little bit long-winded. So as far as standardization, like you said, man, a lot of the lifts are super different, and to narrow it all down when everybody works out in a garage is going to be rough. It's going to be very difficult, right? Arm wrestling is not powerlifting. It's not just moving weight. You can't replicate arm wrestling very easily in the gym, right? Arm wrestling is more like MMA. So that's like saying, I need standardization of an MMA, lifts, I guess. Like, how hard can you hit a bag? It's more like that. I know it is a strength sport mixed in there, but everybody has different styles and is pulling different directions. And that's not even to mention the joints, the tendons, and things like that, right? So you're talking about just muscle flexion generally, right? So that's not even talking about how much my joint can handle. So it's like I arm wrestled Scott Mendelson, who can bench press, 700 pounds or whatever it is, that one of the bench press world record guys, right? So his chest is way stronger than mine. He's actually probably stronger than me in every lift. Same thing with Larry Wheels, right? But so that's in the gym. So in the gym, his numbers are a lot higher than mine. Granted, I might have higher numbers than him in some things like pronation or something like that. But in general, everything else he smokes me at. But it doesn't transfer on the table. So it's like you thinking that having standardization of different weights, like having, a bar to shoot for as far as weights, it's like not that, it doesn't apply to the table very much, man. So for people to apply a lot of their time and effort into trying to give you guys like standardization of lifts, it just doesn't have the carryover, right? It's not going to change that. You could destroy everybody in all the lifts, all the top guys in the world, and you'd still just get smoked on the table. Right, because you have to have not only the the know-how of how to arm wrestle, but you need to have all the connective tissue, and you need to have your joints and everything developed via, generally it's table time, man. So yeah, arm wrestling is not powerlifting in that regards, right? It's more like a martial art. That's why it's kind of like a mixture of strength and martial art. So you have as much information right there in what you wrote as I would, as far as knowing what the numbers are to shoot for. But it's just, and then it's not even getting into like body types, right? So like my arm is super long, so my hand is super far away from my body. So me doing something where my hand's at a 90 is more difficult, right? Because my arms are so long than someone that's short. So like, I don't know, everything gets so personalized, right? So just do your best, man. Follow training protocol as far as lifting heavy, set your own goals and stuff like that, and keep shooting for it. That's what I would say. Don't get so focused on, a number. It has to transfer over to the table anyway. So the best thing you can do is join a team, get back on the table, and test yourself kind of regularly against some people that are stronger than you and notice your gains. That's the best way to track your gains for arm wrestling. A number, Ryan Bowen just made, 40% gains before he went to Zloty. He tracked all his numbers, made 40% stronger in every lift, and it did not carry over to the table. Granted, there's like little parts of that, things went wrong in his game plan at the event, but still, like 40%. If that was true, if he was 40% better and stronger arm wrestler, then he would have done a lot better. You know what I mean? He would be able to grab people and all that work would have transferred over, but it doesn't, because there's so many outliers in arm wrestling, so many different ways that you can get beat, right? So stop trying to quantify the strength of arm wrestling. And just try to improve in all the areas that you can think of. Because there's so many ways to have pressure and strength applied on a table. It's not just muscle fibers. There's connective tissue. There's your joints. There's speed. There's technical knowledge. There's a lot of things, right, that have to do with how you apply pressure on an arm wrestling table. I was actually going to make a video breaking all those down. It's on my to-do list. Anyway, moving forward. Posted by Bra Lol XOQT, and it's a pic. It says no limits. It's a picture of Devin Larratt with his head all jalopitated and him flexing his forearm. It's kind of a funny looking picture. Okay, so moving forward, posted by the God King. It says, "Am I getting enough range of motion with pronation?" Okay, so it says pronation exercises seem fairly limited if you don't have a cable machine. I normally do this style of pronation exercise, and then there's a link, and to the link is a YouTube video by, hold on, it's loading, Top Roll Basics by Devin Larratt. It shows basic movements to enhance your top roll strength. So he follows Devin with a strap around your thumb, and then just rolling through there. Yeah, man. I mean, okay, so later on, in a couple minutes or whatever, I'm going to be going over a video by Ingen Terzi, who is, to me, I like the way Ingen Terzi trains and the way he breaks it down. Ingen was also my coach for a while. I was getting lessons from him, and he taught me a lot. I talked to him a lot. And the dude is very smart, and he's able to break down exactly muscle by muscle which lifts to target and stuff like that. And I like to know how to target those in an arm wrestling match. So he goes over pronation in a little bit. So keep listening to the podcast, and I'll go over it in more detail here in a little bit, and you can watch the video along with me. But as far as a range of motion with your pronation, I mean, generally you want to train all the way from palm up to palm down. I know in an arm wrestling match, we start with our thumb facing the sky, like our hand in a hammer curling position, and then we pronate over. But I don't see any harm in having strength in the entire range of motion with your pronation. So, yeah, I would say train it the whole way, right? There's no harm in that at all, especially in such a pronation-heavy sport like we're doing. Definitely train that full range, in my opinion. Move forward, posted by Aware Waiter. This is what we need to strive to avoid in the arm wrestling community, but boy, was it funny to see. And then it's like, where was this? Some chat, and he screenshotted that some guy was talking crap online. And it's basically saying that this guy is strong, he'll challenge arm wrestlers to an arm wrestle, and he'll beat them all. And, just looking like an idiot. And that's that. That happens, man. I mean, if you've been around, you know that happens all the time. All these random strong guys walking the streets think they know about arm wrestling or think they can just overpower. I was kind of one of them. As a matter of fact, when I first started arm wrestling, I had to arm wrestle Ethan Fritchie. I didn't know who Ethan Fritchie was. For those of you that are listening that do know who he is, he was like a badass, right? He was, I think he was ranked like 5th or something at like 175 at the time. But anyway, I thought he was just a random little kid, and I was big, and I thought I'd overpower him. And because I thought, man, this little kid's going to have some technique. I know he's going to have some technique, but I'm so much bigger than him. And I was probably like, 270. I was probably thinking, I'm so much bigger than him that any cool little technique this kid throws at me, I'm so much bigger, I'm just going to overpower it. There's no way he's as strong as me, right? Whatever he does, it won't matter. And he smoked me in front of a lot of people because my cocky ass thought, I didn't know the severity at which, like, if you train arm wrestling, like, how strong you can be at it if you know what you're doing. So, and he's been arm wrestling for a long time. So, actually, I don't know what Ethan's up to right now, though. I don't know if he's training or. Last I checked, I heard he was gaming. Ethan, if you're listening to this, man, hit me up. Moving forward, next posted by Rodental is Iron Man 2000. So this is the when Devin Larratt competed in the Canadian military Ironman challenge. So basically the same as the regular Ironman, but I think this one's purely military. But you have to run like super far and swim and kayak and all that type of stuff with a pack on. And he won it. I think he won, and it's like the entire Canadian military competed in it, and Devin got first place, I believe, which is crazy. So, yeah, check that out. I mean, no one's shocked to find out that Devin beat everybody in the military, but it's awesome. I mean, dude's a physical specimen, right? Was just born to compete and be awesome at sports, right? But check that out. It's actually a great video put together with great editing. Moving forward, posted by MHTKMRAUG. It says WAL 505 Jerry Caderet versus Todd Hutchings, and it's just a link to the video when Todd Hutchings and Jerry Caderet pulled. Man, I felt bad because Todd Hutchings was so strong going into that, but it's just like stylistically, he was having trouble getting outside of Jerry's shoulder, and I think he got one pin on him, and then after that, Jerry was able just to keep it tight and bring it back. But Todd Hutchings, I mean, the dude is supposed to compete at the 200-pound weight class, not in the supers. But Todd's my guy. I'll have to have him back on the podcast. I love talking to that guy. He's funny as hell. Yeah, anyway, check this video out. If you guys haven't seen the WL matches, then I don't know what to say to you. Hopefully you've watched all these matches before. I'm glad that people are still reposting them, though. Moving forward, posted by P. Darris 111. It says, exercises to strengthen tendons and ligaments. Hi, everyone. I'm completely new to arm wrestling training. I've heard several times that tendon and ligament strength is incredibly important in the sport, and I was wondering what are some good exercises to get bulletproof tendons in order to minimize risk of pain later on in the training journey. For some context, I have a little bit of background in the street fitness, calisthenics, so I'm not completely new to working out. Well, I've always heard conflicting things when it comes to strengthening your connective tissue. I've heard that it'll just happen naturally, right? The more you lift weights and the more you have a heavy load on your arms, that you tear up your tendons similar to the way you tear up your muscles. It's just they recover differently, is what I was told, right? But I've heard some people say super heavy, short range of motion works the tendons so much. Some people think, full range and keeping them under strain, it works the tendons. So I don't know. I've tried it all, and I've gotten to a point where I have pretty good tendon strength, I think. There's guys that arm wrestle now, but I'm a lot bigger and stronger than I was, so it's kind of hard to tell when my muscles are taking over and when my tendons are, But sometimes I'll be arm wrestling people, and the amount of force it takes out of my arm, I feel like it's nothing. Like, I feel like I'm not even trying. Like when I arm wrestle a random guy walking the streets, like when I was before, yeah, but that might just be muscles. It's hard to tell. I don't know. Connective tissue is definitely a really big player. But as far as specifically targeting it, the only thing I know for sure is that your tendons recover differently, and to get blood, they receive blood differently. So I think tearing them down is similar to tearing down. My approach right now is tendons will get torn down through heavy work because they're a little bit harder to tear down, but they get torn down the same way as muscles, but they recover differently. So because there's not many blood vessels and ways to get blood to the tendons, they don't receive blood the same way a muscle does, then you have to put specific work in on rehabbing your tendons, right? So when Devin is going over those rehab work, the rehab lifts, so basically grabbing like 5 to 10 pounds and doing full range curls and stuff like that to isolate certain tendons in your arm, then that's to force blood into your tendons, not worry about your muscle. Your muscle gets a lot of blood, so you don't need to do a ton of rehab work just to help your muscles heal up. You can, and it will help, but you don't have to do it. They receive a lot of blood just naturally. But your tendons receive blood by sliding back and forth and moving in the full range of motion. That's how they receive blood way better, right? If your tendons sit still, they don't receive blood very well. So you have to move them with really light weight. That's the best way to force blood into your tendons. With full range, really light, so light that it doesn't become like challenging. At no point should you be gritting your teeth or trying to strain to get one more rep up. So usually it's about 50 reps, somewhere in there, and just pumping your arms full of blood. So tear them down the same way you tear down muscles. Arm wrestling obviously tears down tendons really well because a lot of arm wrestlers have really big tendons. And that's heavy lifting and short range of motion. So, but yeah, it's more about the way I recover the tendons, right? Do a lot of rehab work. All right, moving forward. Posted by Luca9129. Denis Saplenkov is ready for the vendetta with Levon Saganashvili. And then it's a link to Armbets TV and them just basically going over the match and Levon talking about him arm wrestling Dennis and Dennis talking about him arm wrestling Levon. And hopefully it pans out. Especially, I'm hearing that it's going to be left hand, which will be awesome because Dennis never traditionally had a lot of struggles left-handed. And I hear that Levon is stronger left-handed than he is right-handed. So definitely interested to watch that. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna stay OG, and I'm gonna say Dennis is gonna win it. But we'll see. We'll see. Moving forward, posted by Minhale. Michael Todd casually holding forearms in a seated position. And then it's these guys that make YouTube videos or something like that are arm wrestling Michael Todd. It's pretty old, though. It's a pretty old video. But they both use both their arms and try to beat him. And he throws a guy almost through a wall. It's a pretty funny video. But it's, yeah, I mean, arm wrestling strength is kind of different. Larry vs. Juji, who wins? It's posted by My Wife Took the Dog 223. And he says, I wanted to hear some opinions on Larry vs. Juji and who wins. I think someone already posted this. I said that I think Larry wins it, but not by much. A lot of people are saying that Larry's going to win it in a landslide. I don't think so. Juji came to a local tournament out here, his first tournament ever, and he beat some of my top amateurs on my team. Some guys that were pretty strong, and he did it pretty convincingly. His first time ever arm wrestling in a tournament. So, and since then, he's been training for a year, 2 years, or whatever. Not super consistently, but off and on. And he definitely has trained with Devin and James Rita Rides, and those guys are smart arm wrestlers. So he's had some very good training, some very top guys. So I don't know. He's definitely moved forward, and he was already really strong. And then Larry has been arm wrestling about a year, but I don't know. I think it'll be really close. I pulled Larry recently, and I know how strong the guys were that Juji was beating, and I think it's going to be really close. It's a really tough call. I'll give the edge to Larry, just based on the fact that he's been arm wrestling a year. I arm wrestled him when he was a little bit tired, because he had called out some guys before me. So I'll give it to Larry, but I mean, I think it'd be close. It could go either way. Some people think it'd be a landslide victory for Larry. I don't think so. I think it'll be a tough match. So I'm excited to see that. Yeah, Larry going against Schoolboy or something, that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Schoolboy is yeah, I don't know if I can beat Schoolboy. It'll be close. Larry, yeah, and you guys saw me pull Larry. So, anyway, all right, moving forward, posted by Tube Karcher. It says, arm wrestler's strength is underestimated. I'm seeing all these posts about the Mountain versus Devin and Eddie Hall versus RVJ. People are saying if Eddie can access his power, he could stand a chance. Same thing with the Mountain. Apparently Devin was all technique when he beat the Mountain. You wish he was all technique, it says. A guy like Devin arm wrestles for over 20 years, trains to get stronger at the sport every single day. Same with RVJ, and a strong man is stronger than him at arm wrestling? Come on. Don't be ridiculous. The Mountain and Eddie Hall can press, squat, deadlift way more weight than Devin or RVJ can dream of. However, I'd like to see them beat him at the arm wrestling specific exercises. RVJ is a stronger arm wrestler than Hall. When he crushes him, it will not be because of technique. It will be because a guy who trains to be the best and strongest at this sport is going to be stronger than someone who's never trained for that sport. Hey, you know what? Kind of has to do with what I was just talking about. But yeah, I don't know. That wasn't really... Yeah, I don't know. You posted that, and I agree with you. So, yeah, people always do say that. They say that, okay, so me and Larry Wheels thing, Larry is stronger than me. Larry's one of the strongest dudes in the world, for sure. No problem. No problem admitting that. Can bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press more than me, for sure. But I'm pretty sure I could bicep curl with him. I'm pretty sure I could beat him in cupping exercise and pronating. Although Larry did pick up a 400-pound axle, or was it 445? And I've never done that. But it was a deadlift, right, with the axle bar. And he's been deadlifting, obviously because of powerlifting for a long time. And he deadlifts with no straps. So maybe that's why he picked up that 445 axle, which is crazy. Either way, but I think I'm stronger than him in arm wrestling specific angles. Same thing with Devin and RVJ against those guys. But people get all pissy when you say that and whatever. But yeah, definitely in their big muscle groups, those guys have everybody beat. That's what they do. But yeah, arm wrestlers are definitely stronger than other people in arm wrestling motions for sure. I mean, that's what we train, right? But yeah, people get mad when you say the word stronger. Next, posted by Sharian, says, who are some of the fastest arm wrestlers in history? Guys who are known for their speed. Okay, off the top of my head, Americans that I can think of off the top of my head, right? And so I've only been arm wrestling 10 years, so I know there's probably some old school guys I can't think of. See who was really fast. Luke Kent's been really fast. Ethan Fritchie's been really fast. Lightning Luke Kent. Jamie Sheldon's fast. What's his name? Oleg Mosai from L.A. You guys, Oleg Mosai from L.A. is stupid fast. He's probably the fastest guy on the West Coast right now. It's ridiculous. But then I'm trying to think who else relies on speed a lot in United States. I'm not thinking of too many. Now, in history of the people I know of, Arsene Liliev was super fast. I've seen Ingen Terzi be stupid fast. Travis was really fast for a big guy. So was Don Underwood. They were both really fast for big guys, for super heavyweights. And then pretty much anybody from Kazakhstan. Just that entire country. If you're from Kazakhstan, you're the fastest arm wrestler alive. I don't know. It seems like that's just by default. I mean, if you're from there, then you're the man. And I don't ever want to arm wrestle you. I actually had wars with Kazakhstan arm wrestlers, though, when I went to WAF. But they were super heavyweights, and they weren't super fast. But everybody else from Kazakhstan, all the lightweight pullers, are like the fastest humans alive. So, you guys watch them if you get a chance. The speed game is noticeably different when an overseas pulling, when you go over to Europe and stuff like that. They're so fast. What's his name? Oh my gosh, brain fart. The guy that Matt Mask pulled. I can't think of his name. The Italian puller. That's gonna bother the crap out of me. I can't think of his name. Anyway, well, he was fast too. Oh, it's gonna bother me. I can't think of his name. All right. But, so that's my answers for who the fastest arm wrestlers in history that I know of. I heard Cobra used to be pretty fast back in the day, too. Allen was explosive. Alan Fisher was explosive at one point. Dave Patton looked kind of explosive back in the day. Hell, even Richard Lupke's was explosive, for sure. And guys, like they say power is a mixture of speed and strength where they're combined, right? So speed definitely is a undervalued part of arm wrestling. There's guys that are fast that beat people that are stronger than them because they're so fast that the other guys can't even initiate their strength in time to beat the fast puller. It's just over so fast that they can't even react. So that's definitely a thing that people don't value anymore. They think it's all strength and technique. And it is, to a high level. But don't undervalue speed. That can get you flashed so fast. All right, moving forward. Posted by Sausa Dog, says, is wrangling hogs the best base for arm wrestling? The best base for arm wrestling? Cleve Dean at the World's Strongest Man in 1979, and says, I didn't know he competed. Then it's an old video of the World's Strongest Man in 1979, and they're interviewing Cleve Dean and stuff like that, and when he was an arm wrestling champion. Cleve was the man. That dude was strong. I've heard some stories and stuff like that about that guy, and how he would go around challenging people for money matches and whatnot, and his hands were gigantic, supposedly. So sucks I never got to meet him. Really sad that he passed away. Really someone I would like to have met, but can't win them all, I guess. But yeah, so yeah, he competed in World's Strongest Man. I don't know how he ended up faring, how he placed or if he won, but. Yeah, I don't doubt that he could do some ridiculous things. So watch that video and you guys get a chance. All right, moving forward. Posted by Min Hale. Says, when I hit, my angles always end up wide open. Is this necessarily bad technique? I'm on the left. And then it's a video of Min Hale and some other guy arm wrestling. And Min Hale keeps hitting and he's pinning the guy. But what he's doing is he's not loading up his chest at all. So that your elbow, Min Hale, is not sliding while you arm wrestle. It's not sliding to the side with you. You're keeping it so you're arm wrestling left-handed right now. You're keeping it on the back left of the pad, and you're using all rotator cuff to finish the pin, so a lot of side pressure. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to load your chest up a little more, meaning load your elbow to the right more, and then keep your chest and everything tight so you'll stop opening up while you drive sideways, right? Stop using your rotator so much to try to pin him. It's going to... First, you can get an injury that way, but also you're not using a lot of your big muscles that you could use to help you pin people, fool. So start sliding your elbow. Moving forward, posted by Criminal Scum. It says, if you ever had any questions about how to train pronation, ... And then it's a link to Ingen Terzi giving tips on pronation. This is the guy. I'm telling you guys, you guys got to watch this video. If you want to learn more about pronation, don't get me wrong, Ingen is not the most exciting guy in the world. He's not Travis. He's not super enthusiastic and stuff like that. But the facts that are coming out of this guy's mouth are top notch, for sure. So he's going over pronation and how he targets it and the best way to hit different angles of pronation that are difficult to hit in the gym and most people don't hit. And it's inventive stuff. And so he's found ways to target everything. I think he has a YouTube channel right now. I don't know the name of it. I'm not sure if this is his channel. But if you guys get a chance, go to Ingen Terzi's channel, his YouTube channel, or his Facebook page, and subscribe. Oh yeah, the YouTube channel is called Ingen Terzi Enigma of Rage. That's the name of his YouTube channel. You guys check that out. It's been nothing but fantastic quality stuff as far as information. If you guys are trying to find good information about growing in the sport, this is someone that has it dialed in, right? At the most that anybody has it dialed in my 10 years. I have been to every seminar. I've been to, Rustam Babayev seminar, Mazarenko, Devin Larratt, Travis Bagent, all of them. And I've been to, I can't remember how many. I've done all this research. I've reached out to every top arm wrestler that speaks English that I know of, asked them questions. I've been doing all this nerdy stuff that a lot of you guys do, but I've been doing it for like 10 years. So I've gotten so much information from all these guys. Now, a lot of guys, they don't have a clear, it's not broken down very simply, right? Kind of like what the other guy was asking about standardization of weights and stuff. It gets kind of sloppy. They kind of say, grab this rope and you pull this random direction and you do that about 20 times and you'll be strong, right? They don't really break it down, what muscles, how, why, and how these things work. Ingen thinks very similar to the way I like to think as far as just how and why everything works, so that way you can target it, right? So when he speaks, it makes a lot of sense to me, and hopefully it does to you guys too, because there's so many guys that have reached the top of the sport, for sure, and none of them are wrong, right? They've all sought out strength, and they've achieved it, for sure. So Travis trains one way, Ingen Terzi trains another, Devin trains another, John Brzenk trained another, right? They're all different, and they've all reached the top. So you just kind of find, you got to kind of find what works for you guys best. Now for me, it's Ingen Terzi, hands down. It just makes the most sense to me. But, the most important thing is consistent work. It seems like everybody's a fan of doing heavy work and consistent work. Those are the two things that are pretty... the common denominator amongst all these top guys is that they lift some heavy ass weight or arm wrestle some strong ass dudes and then keep moving forward, right? But either way, it's a ton of heavy strain to tear down the muscles and move forward. That's the one thing I've noticed. But yeah, so I don't know. I can't speak highly enough about Ingen and what he knows and his information. So you guys definitely subscribe to that channel. I'll put it in the description. I'll put a link to Ingen's channel in the description. Let's see, moving forward, posted by My Wife Took the Dog 223. It says, good buying options for strap. I'm trying to buy an arm wrestling strap, but I don't know if I should go for a D-ring or a buckle. Please send links for good arm wrestling straps you purchase. Okay, obviously I'm biased. We'll say that right away. One of my teammates, the founder of my arm wrestling team with me, he's the one that started Lion Straps, and he helps me out, and I always promote his stuff, and his straps are fantastic. I have tried all the straps, guys. I have a backpack in my car right now with, it has to be 35 straps in there, and from everywhere. I've gotten them from the Silvis company, from the guys in Korea. I have Mazarenko straps in there. I have Devin straps. I have WAL straps. I have everything. Velcro straps. I have straps from all over the place in that thing, and I'm not lying to you guys when I say the Lion straps are the best ones I've tried. So that's why I feel so confident promoting that. Believe me, I'm good enough friends with the guy that makes the straps that I would be giving him so much crap if he was putting out a bad product. I mean, half the tweaks he made were from me talking crap to him in the first place. Hey man, this buckle sucks, man. Oh hey, why aren't you doing this to the strap, or why is this thing so horrible? Of course, he's a good friend of mine, so I'm gonna give him crap. So over time, it's became an amazing strap that it's super tough. It cinches down. It's double nylon. So I definitely suggest hitting up Lion Straps. Paul Lynn did a review video recently where he got all the straps sent to him from all the top strap makers, and he used those, and then he compared them. The straps from Mazarenko, people are putting because they're like $5. No joke. In one practice, me and my team have broken 3 of those straps because I went to WAF. I flew, across the world to Malaysia, I think it was, and I bought. I was like, oh my gosh, they're only $5 of straps. So I bought like 7 of them or something like that. I was like, hell yeah, straps were hard to find at the time. This is years ago, and I bought like 7 of them. And I got home, and I think the very first time I tightened one up, the buckle just snapped, and then the buckles continued to break all practice until we had 3 of them broken, and then from then on we kind of stopped using them. So I still have 1 or 2 of them all coiled up like brand new, just sitting in the bottom of the bag. No one touches them really, because the buckle just the plastic's a little bit cheap. But yeah, you can find out yourself though. Order it. But I suggest hitting up Lion Straps on Facebook, you guys. Of course, that's gonna be what I'll push for. Or Arm Assassin ones, the ones from Lucas Raymond. That's what Paul Lynn suggested. He said either Lion Straps or Lucas Raymond's Arm Assassin straps. Either one of those. Apparently, Lucas Raymond's. I have not used Lucas's. I'll tell you that right now. But Lucas says that his are really similar to Lion Straps, my buddies. That they're tubular nylon as well, and a high quality buckle, so it won't break. So check those out. I think they're on Facebook. Oh, I don't know if Arm Assassin, what their website is off the top of my head. But yeah, Arm Assassin or Lion Straps on Facebook. You guys can find what you're looking for. All right, moving forward. Posted by, oh man, Big CAWCK. It says, titled, ouch. I've been training casually for about a year. When I do side pressure training, my elbow is fine. But back pressure posting effing kills my elbow. Anybody else the same? What's going on? Are some people naturally designed for side pressure? Nah, man. Side pressure, when you start doing sideways, you're going in a direction that your body is not designed to go for, right? It's not designed to go heavy in that direction, sideways. So your joints are kind of screaming like, yo, we're not meant to do this. We've never done this in, however old you are, in 25 years of life. We've never gone hard sideways this way. So this is going to hurt. You're reformatting your joints to this pressure, this sideways pressure, right? So it's going to be painful. That is that first year and a half, depending on how old you are and how often you're training. It takes about that long before it stops really hurting. And it really doesn't ever like stop, but you get used to it. And your bones start getting calcified and denser and thicker, and you build muscles to help protect them, and even your connective tissue and everything kind of adjusts. But yeah, I mean, it takes a while. So you said you've been training casually for about a year. So casually, we'll say that's 5 months of intense training. Yeah, you still got a little ways to go if you're training casually, man. But you can also hurt yourself really bad by going super heavy side pressure early on. So watch yourself. Best thing you can do is get with an arm wrestling team and train, man. That's the best way you're going to be able to work on your side pressure. I've found other ways to work side pressure off the practice table, but nothing replicates getting side pressure work than arm wrestling. Arm wrestling on a table gives you the best work I've ever had on my elbows and getting my joints and everything built up for arm wrestling. The big guy. What's the big guy in the top 8? No, not Prudnik. From Kazakhstan. Oh my god. I have a brain fart again. I can't think of anybody's names today. Oh my gosh. Trubin. Dmitry Trubin. Damn it. Okay, there. Got it. Dmitry Trubin, he did a seminar out here in LA, and I went and listened to it, and he said at the end of every single gym session, he would take a strap, something that's not bending, like not rubber band or anything like that, a straight strap or a rope, something that's very I don't know what's the word, taut or doesn't move, doesn't stretch. He would take a strap and he would put it up to a post, like a wall or like a hook on the wall, and he would put his elbow down on a table and just jam sideways, like straight, break my arm type of side pressure, about 80% or so, like a really high percentage, and you'd hold it for 30 seconds. So at the end of every single gym session, he would kill out his elbow. He would say we're doing this right-handed. He'd put his elbow down on the table with his chest, way inside his chest as far as he can, so his elbow would be almost up to his belly button, right? Push that way in. Then the strap he would be fully supinated, right? So his palm would be facing his face. Then he would have the strap around, say, his wrist, or even have it in his hand, and it would be straight sideways to the right of him. the strap would be going to the right of him, and then he would start pulling to the left with his right hand, but keeping his elbow tucked in. So all the pressure would be on his elbow and on his chest and on his rotator cuff, right? And he would sit there and just get it up to a really high percentage till your arm starts shaking, and then hold that thing for like 30 seconds. Now, that's super dangerous, by the way. So all you new guys are thinking about just doing that and getting that elbow work. Yes, it's elbow work, but it is very dangerous. You can break your arm very easy or tear something in your elbow very easy. So these guys have been doing these lifts for a long time, so dialing it in very slowly is smart. Please don't go there and shatter your elbow or your arm trying to listen to what I said. I'm not a doctor. But that's the only other way I found, and I was doing it for a while, it's the only other way I found to hit my elbow outside of arm wrestling practice. Like, there's so many lifts I've done, that weird angles and stuff like that, and it never really felt it in my elbow until I did that, until I was pulling against a wall with a rope and just all sidewaysy on my elbow. Then I felt it. So if you guys want to check that out, you can, but please be careful. Damn, that would suck when you guys get hurt doing that. Moving forward, posted by JHM Premium 89. It says, this guy has insane arm power. Looks like he also does arm wrestling exercises. And then it's a link to a 10-minute video of a guy doing a bunch of lifts and stuff like that. And the dude's like a freak doing pull-ups with a stupid amount of weight. I don't even know how much weight this is. He has like... The dude has like... How many plates is that? That's like 9 plates wrapped around his waist. And he's doing chin-ups right now with like 9 plates. Oh, he's doing holds. That's crazy. Yeah, there's some crazy athletic people out there, man. But it looks like he's doing a lot of calisthenics, so a lot of pull-ups, a lot of stuff with bars, like holding your body weight and stuff like that. Oh yeah, the guy's just a monster. He's just one of those athletic freaks. Check this video out if you guys want. The dude looks like an absolute genetic freak. So he's benching like a lot. All right, moving forward. Sorry, throat's getting a little dry here. All right, moving forward. Posted by Jackson Cool 23456, titled "Unpopular Opinion." Who else is kind of frustrated and sad that Dennis and Levon is going to happen in 2020? No one wants to see this match as much as me, but I have a humble experience in arm wrestling and strength training, and I feel like 6 months is not enough for Dennis. Guys, this will go down as one of the most important matches in this century. We don't want to risk it. I want to see this match in the second half of 2021. Dennis already said that he will not gain much weight, which equals not as much strength. And I bet he will take it easy out with steroids because he's concerned about not putting on much weight because of his health. Then he is definitely not going to be putting many steroids in his body. So you want Dennis to take time and steroid up and become a lot heavier and then have his match. Listen, one thing you have to come to terms with, I think, as an arm wrestler and a competitor, is that when someone decides to put their elbow on the table, that's it, right? Everything's out the window at that point. You're going to go to a lot of tournaments where a guy is tired or this and that happened. If the guy walks up and puts his elbow on the table and you beat him, then that's kind of it. He decided to compete. He's just, he thinks he'll be ready. If he thinks he'll be ready, then that's the best he's going to put forward. Now, who are you to decide, how much he should lift or what he should do? If he says he's ready, then the man's ready. If he's ready to arm wrestle the number one guy in the world right now, then hopefully he's, he knows his body and stuff, and that's the best foot he wants to put forward. So that's the best him. Regardless of if he could have been, of course, yeah, if it takes 3 years, he could be way stronger. But if he decides then that he's ready to put his elbow on the pad there, then that's him competing. That's him giving his best shot, right? Could we all do better? Of course. We could all take a ton of steroids and we could all be stronger. And we don't all do it. So it's when you put your elbow down, that's it. That's when you decide to compete. So you got to get the what-ifs out of there. You know what I mean? In this match between Dennis and Levon, or just in general. They put the elbow down, they paid their money or whatever, they signed the release form. That's it. Here we go. It all leads up to that moment. And we'll see where we're at. Other than that, don't arm wrestle. If you're not ready or you think, whatever your excuse is, then don't arm wrestle. But don't go in there and say, I arm wrestled, but this, and this, or think about that for other people. You know what I mean? If they put their elbow down, that's it. It doesn't really matter. Nothing else before that matters, anything like that. They shouldn't have put their arm on the table. End of discussion, right? If you have an excuse and you are going to use it if you lose, don't put your arm on the table. End of discussion, right? That's it. And so the quicker that pill, and that's a tough pill to swallow, but the quicker everybody comes to terms with that, it'd make your arm wrestling career less stressful, a lot easier. So that's my opinion. Yeah, I think Dennis will be as strong as Dennis wants to be, and I'm excited to see their left-handed match for sure. All right, moving forward, posted by MHTKMRAG. It says Neil Pickup. It's in the presence of greatness. Larrett, Tersey, Bajent, and Todd. The Gathering, Show 8. So this is a link to Neil Pickup's podcast on YouTube, where he has all those great arm wrestlers on this one video. It is awesome. I cannot advise watching that enough. I was driving home because I have like about a 30 to 45 minute drive home from work every day, and so I'll put these podcasts on while I'm driving. I listen to it, and I was out loud in my car laughing my ass off. I mean, when you put Travis in there with these guys, especially when they have history and talking crap, it's one thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody on this video I've talked to privately a ton. I have my own friendships with all these guys for sure, but Devin definitely puts on a show. Devin's a smart, cerebral, nice guy, right? That's who he is. Very, very intelligent guy. He's not the biggest trash talker. That's not him. So he has to make it happen. Devin forces it a little bit, right? This guy that Travis puts out there, that's Travis. That comes naturally to him. So he just naturally talks crap to everybody, and they know it. And so everybody says, Devin and Travis are the best trash talkers. I don't know, man. Devin's is like still nice and like, I don't know. It's not as harsh. Travis is trying to he's mean. And so he went in there and he started talking crap about all these guys and going off and being just real Travis-y about it. That shit's hilarious. I mean, that guy's entertaining no matter which way you spin it. So that is a fantastic video. And Ingen's so intelligent. He's just trying to, put some common sense in there. Mike doesn't speak very much in the whole video. He kind of sits there and chimes in a couple times, but Travis actually wasn't hating too much. He did admit that all these guys in this video have been like the best in the world at some point. And but yeah, dude, I even messaged Neil and said, you got to keep Travis in these videos as much as you can. This guy is killer. He's so funny. I was hoping to get Don Underwood in there as well, because Travis Bajent and Don Underwood likes to talk too, and they have some history too. So my favorite one, if Neil ever sets this up, would be Neil Pickup, Travis Bajent, Don Underwood, and Devin Larrett. And watch those four talk, and that would be hilarious. But yeah, all these Neil Pickup videos are fantastic. If you guys aren't watching these, I don't know what you're doing. You should be watching these for sure. All right, man. Damn, already at 52 minutes. Running out of time here. Let's see. Moving forward, posted by ZYZZSAR. It says, new WAL season, will anything change? Do you expect stricter and better reffing during the season, or it'll say the same BS with blind refs, not calling elbow fouls, false starts, unfair setups, not calling clear pins, or not calling existing pins, letting King's Mover be under the table for 30 seconds in losing position? It says, why is Bart's wife still a ref? She doesn't know crap. She never arm wrestled in her life as far as I know. She's just causing mess in some occasions. What do you think we'll see in Devin versus Todd match? BS reffing like last time, or maybe even double King's move? For a reminder, and then he says, clear elbow clearly off the pad, no calls. And then he has a bunch of screenshots. And then he says, under the table for half the match, arm straight as it can go, no calls. And then links to that. Every time Todd transitions to a press, elbow goes up in the air from the pad, no calls. He has screenshots of that. This guy's putting in work to talk crap about the WL reffing. Also, some memorable moments like not calling the pin, Devin versus Hutchings, huge and deliberate elbow fouls like Ryan versus Guerra, or Ciliaris versus Froda. Only restart given Jeff 2 fouls before that. Okay. Yeah, basically this guy's wondering if they're going to change the rules. No, they're not. Get over it. So it's like they want pins. First off, pins are exciting. They don't want the match to end on fouls. That's why they have a running foul, so people can't just keep lifting their elbows and restarting and stuff like that. They want the match to be a war and to end on fouls. Now, believe me, this is coming from a guy. I've had a WL match. I did my prelim match last year, and I lost. on some fouls and stuff like that I didn't understand the rules. But one thing I did understand after I was all done with it is that WAL wants the matches to end on pins. It is a war up there. It is a whole different style. If you've done arm wrestling tournaments, it is nothing like a WAL match where they want you to run it. It is all about who has killer instinct and is going to get that arm pinned. That is it. So they're not going to call minuscule fouls on purpose, and that's smart. They want this thing to keep moving, right? And so if you're a hardcore, strict arm wrestling fan, then WAL is going to hurt your feelings a lot. But it's super entertaining, right? But it's definitely going for the pin. So arm wrestling is a lot of cheating anyway. I mean, there's bigger cheats going on in WAL, like as far as stuff they're getting away with. But in general, man, I mean, they're just trying to pin each other. So yeah, they're not. I don't think they'll be changing any of that stuff. So I wouldn't get so mad about it, man. Try to enjoy the WAL for what it is, and stop expecting it to be the WAF or PAL, right? All right, moving forward, posted by Frausto. It says, dominance of John Berzink. Berzink is just a genetic freak. This guy is the result of a 1 in a million combo of muscle quality, core strength, and bone structure. When he defeated monsters way ahead of his weight is just incredible. He truly defied the laws of physics. Make no mistake, maybe he has great technique, but overall it's more related to incredible, gifted genetics. He is definitely blessed, for sure. He broke his arm in a really weird area as a kid. That contributed a lot. He's been arm wrestling since he was a child because his dad was a professional arm wrestler. That contributed a lot. His brother was one of the best in the world. So imagine growing up with your best training buddy, and he's also one of the best in the world. So that's why John says he always had table time, because his table time was with the best people. That was his training partners, right? With his brother and Kevin Bongard and all these other top guys. That's all the table time he was getting. So yeah, John. He has good genetics for it, a good build and good musculature and all that stuff, but he also lucked out in a lot of other ways as well. So those are all contributors to him applying pressure on a table, and he also knows how to arm wrestle really well. So moving forward, posted by Ryan Blue Bowen, says, going to attempt to catch my back pressure up to my side with the Bulgarian method, and that's a link to Ryan's new mission is to improve his back pressure like the way he improved his side pressure. So check out those videos, you guys get a chance. It also has a big NatFit logo on the front, which I support. Go check out Ryan's channel. Move forward, posted by the Maestro 27. It says, Devin and Travis, for anyone who has seen Neil Pickup's video with Travis, Todd, Bajent, and Larrett, does anyone else think that they kind of cross the line of friendly banter? It feels like Travis is out for blood and makes some pretty personal attacks even at Neil. Also, Travis doesn't actually own a pizza place, does he? They're talking about selling other things, right? So first off, like I told you, Travis, that's what he does. That dude talks crap. He's not being fake about it. He will go at everybody there, and he'll put it all on the table. And that's kind of that's what you sign up for when you get him on there. That's why, that's kind of so entertaining. He's not going to pull any punches at all. And when Devin talks crap, he'll allude to some stuff, but he still keeps it friendly. He keeps it WAL, fan friendly, and he doesn't go for blood like that, and Travis will go for blood. So, I don't know. They're all grown men. They all know Travis. They know what they're getting themselves into and stuff like that, and they go back and forth. So that's the most entertaining part to me. And then Neil and everybody's trying to calm him down and censor Travis. But as far as the pizza thing, nah, man. The pizza analogy, that's actually on my YouTube channel is where that started. Travis' analogy he made was when I was asking him, people ask him why he doesn't compete or if he wants to compete again, and he says he'd rather own his own pizza franchise than that's the number 3 pizza franchise than be a delivery driver for the top pizza franchise, because you make more money owning the third best pizza company than working for the first best one. So no, it's not about selling other things. It has nothing to do with steroids. I don't know where you got that. They're using a pizza analogy as far as saying employees of a corporation versus owning the corporation, right? He says he'd rather own the third best corporation than work for the first best, right? Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I don't know why. I'm assuming it seems like you're alluding to, are they talking about selling steroids? No, that has nothing to do with what they're talking about. Moving forward, there's a video posted by me, the Red Practice. This is the practice we had a couple weeks ago. I put a little video together for you guys. Check that out if you get a chance. And subscribe to my channel if you're listening to this. Moving forward after that, Johnny Boy 1923 says, have you ever watched your mother arm wrestle another woman? Have you ever watched your mother arm wrestle another woman, possibly an aunt or a family friend? How did it go? No, I have not. That's an odd question. I have not ever seen my mother arm wrestle anybody. Moving forward, posted by SME, some random dude is the name. It says, can an arm wrestler get out of an arm bar? I'm really curious if an arm wrestler's strength is enough to stop an arm bar. No. I mean, if a child was trying to arm bar me, maybe. But, yeah, no way. You don't have, your one arm is not powerful enough to overcome two hands and someone's back flying backwards. No. I mean, you might be able to slow it down and stuff and keep yourself from getting an arm bar, but yeah, it won't stop you. Next move. Sorry, I'm trying to run through these guys. There are only a couple left. Posted by Dragon's Milk Beer. Do traditional 1-rep max calculators work for arm wrestling exercises? And then it says he was trying to use a certain kind of program and use a calculator to find his 1-rep max for arm wrestling pressures. I think arm wrestling pressures, lifts, if you're talking about ones that are on the table, like a side pressure motion, there's so many muscles that are engaged in that. I don't know, and that have not been studied, right? So, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd use a calculator for it. You could try, though. I mean, yeah, I guess. I would say just, feel it out rather than using a calculator. I'd feel out what my 1-rep max is, like kind of get close to it. But I guess, I guess a calculator could work. Sorry, I mean, I didn't read this question before. I'm just kind of figuring it out right now. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why a calculator wouldn't work, I guess. So, yeah, try it out. Try testing it, man. Try using the calculator and see. And then actually, test your 1-rep max out and see how close it is for us. And then post and contribute and tell us the answer. And let us know if calculators work. I'm excited to hear. I've never tried it. Moving forward, title from Jimbo Scallywag, titled Injury Question. It says, so about a month ago, I went too hard in training I went too hard with training and arm wrestling, giving myself some pretty good tendonitis, like pain in my right elbow. Everything is resolved for the most part, aside from if I bring my forearm all the way in until I can't go any further, I get a sharp pain on the inside of my elbow. It's more apparent with my hand in a supinated position. Anybody had a similar experience or tips for rehab? Yeah, so first off, I'm not a doctor. Make that very clear when I talk about helping with injuries. But, yeah, man, those type of things take time because all that's going to be connective tissue and stuff down your elbow. And that, like I said, that does not receive blood very easily, so it heals really slow. So active rehab stuff can work. Finding the range and the lane in which that injury kind of gets aggravated, and then going really lightly and just kind of moving blood around in that general area is what I would advise. That's what I would do if I was injured. And just try to get that thing, get a lot of blood pumped in there so it can start healing. That's what I would do. But like I said, it all depends on, how bad the pain is, man. If you really have something injured, then go to a hospital. Definitely don't go on a forum looking for advice. But, yeah, I would just try to get blood there, man. Take your time. And also, it wouldn't hurt to have, take your joint therapy stuff and joint supplements. Moving forward, posted by Mac. It says, sparring partner for arm wrestling. Beginner looking for someone who's interested in arm wrestling to spar with. First off, man, you got to put where you're from. You can't just say you're looking for somebody. Go to the armfighter.com. It's pinned to the top of the page. And find someone near where you live. And then find a local team and get a hold of them. Moving forward, posted by Josh Plays Ultimate. What's the best strength training but staying... What's the best strength training but staying light? That's weird. When I train, I tend to gain weight fast. Okay, basically he wants to know, how do you get stronger without getting heavier? That's what he wants to know. Man, that's going to have to do with a lot of connective tissue and things like that, right? So it's time. So you want to keep ironing out the things that just pure muscle gains you're going to keep getting heavier, right? But working on your speed and things like that is going to be big. Your arm wrestling technique and just time. Getting your joint built is a big one. So I think the way for lightweight guys to really be able to apply a lot of pressure is to get your joints to a higher level ASAP, right? Joints are going to be a lot heavier, right? You're not going to gain a lot of weight there. So a lot of time on the table, I think, would be a big one. When I always have this getting stronger for arm wrestling thing kind of broken down into 3 steps, right? First step is from 0 to about a year and a half. You're in the newbie gains and you're getting a lot of table time. Then step 2 is where you're arm wrestling like once a week or so, and that's where a lot of lighter guys like to tend to stay on step 2 for a long time, just to dial in their technique and their moves and stuff like that. So you want to get your hook, your top roll, and all this other stuff, so you're more efficient on the table rather than just relying on pure brute strength, right? A lot of super heavyweights like to go to phase 3 where it's just gain horsepower and lift in the gym, but you have to find out how to dial that in. Also, talking about, you want to talk about how to do water cuts and stuff like that, and get that dialed in, about how to cut down weight before a tournament. But yeah, if you put on heavy muscle mass and you're eating a lot, you're going to get heavier, man. That's just the name of the game. So a lot of arm wrestlers don't touch their legs, lighter guys, and their legs are thin, and that saves them a lot of weight. But yeah, man, so there's other ways to apply pressure besides just pure muscle bellies, right? So think of other ways to apply pressure, right? And how to approach those. I'd say focus on connective tissue and being efficient in your movements. So arm wrestle a lot is a good way. And then someone moved forward, posted by Mr. Potato, says, do hangboards have much crossover to arm wrestling strength? That's a thing where you hang on by your fingers. It's like a hill wall climbing type of exercise or apparatus where it challenges your fingers. Yeah, man, finger strength and wrist strength will definitely carry over to arm wrestling for sure. And the final post, posted by John TV 69, it says, Marine versus Japanese soldier arm wrestling. I saved this one for you guys for the end. If any of you guys are still listening. Oh, man. All right, so this is a link to a video, and it's on the subreddit Public Freakout. And I'm about to hit play, and I have a feeling it's going to be an arm break, and I hate watching these arm break videos. I never watch them intentionally. But just for you guys, here we go. I'm going to click play. It's 1 minute and 26 seconds long. It's a home video of a bunch of Marines getting ready to arm wrestle. And, oh, man. Oh, they're flexing. There's like 300 dudes in this room, and everybody's chanting and screaming and shit, and there's beers everywhere, and this is a wild party, and there's 2 guys about to arm wrestle. Oh, God, someone's going to break their arm. I know it. Okay, here we go. And they're starting to arm wrestle right now. 28 seconds in. Oh, please. Oh, God, I can't watch this. Oh, they're pulling backwards. Oh, God, what's going to give? Is it a bicep or is it a broken arm? One's using a lot of side pressure, and he's pulling down on the guy's bicep. The guy's bicep is really extended. He's using all bicep right now. He's using all bicep. His bicep's going to detach, isn't it? Oh, no. It's just stuck center table. One guy's using all bicep. One guy's using all side pressure. Oh, God, it's so bad. The angles are so bad. One guy's all side pressure still. One guy's all bicep. Everybody's taking pictures, and they're drunk. And what's going to happen? It's going to give out. Sorry. I was saving this so you guys could hear my reaction when I'm sure something's about to snap. Oh, please don't post this shit on the Reddit page if it's an arm break. Oh, my God. Now they're both using a lot of side pressure. They're both using a ton of side pressure. Oh, that's it. It was just a regular pin. Oh, God. Oh, it was just a regular pin. The video's over. The Japanese guy lost. Oh, my God. All right, guys. That's the end. That's the end of the video. The end of the podcast. Oh, it didn't end in an arm break. Thank God. All right, guys. Sorry I took an hour and 8 minutes of your time. Thanks for listening so much, you guys. Go out there, be bold, find a way to train during this coronavirus thing. It's still taking steps forward, guys. Once we're all done with this, we're going to see who trained and who did not. So don't fall off the wagon. Stay on. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Go be bold as shit. Have a good one.